Hey, let me ask you a question about that. Let's say you're Tony Khan and you know your show is going to be bouncing around for several weeks. What do you do, and what do you do differently than you normally would?
Well, normally I would say in this situation, just fill the time with some good matches with some guys that you'd like to give some wins to, and don't shoot any major angles, and don't go too far with any stipulations, because in some cases you don't even know whether you're going to be in the time slot that you're advertised for. If a live sports event runs over, people may miss it with the DVR. So just expose your talent that you want to give some wins to and fill the time and plan for something to come back to the regular schedule. That's normally what I'd say. But since he's already doing that, except I guess it's the people he wants to give wins to, but this program hasn't had any meaning. They promote the matches that are going to be on it ahead of time on Wednesday. That doesn't mean those matches are worth a shit. And they've got the opportunity to edit it, which means it makes less sense than normal, because apparently the Eddie Kingston match that we were exposed to in this program apparently live went about 10 minutes longer than it did on the air.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
That's what I've read. That's what I'm being led to believe. And boy, howdy, am I thankful for the miracle of modern editing. But anyway, so I mean, it's just we've talked about, it's just a program lingering there with a lot of the, just cold matches. And the problem is they're both cold matches and matches with stipulations. They're matches that nobody really wants to see, but they're thrown out there with Texas death match rules and this rule and that rule to just waste the idea of a match that people might want to see in the future between two people with that stipulation, but they've already seen one that they didn't care for because it mattered not. So anyway, they'll probably do the same program and it'll just air whenever it airs. But be aware, everybody. Don't ruin your Friday nights. You may have to look for this thing. Get your magnifying glass out, the pipe and the deer stalker cap, and search for clues of where you can watch this over the next month or so.
Is that what you call that, a deer stalker hat?
I believe it is.
I never knew that was the term, deer stalker.
Why don't you look that up?
Boy, you just have me Googling everything today. What the fuck?
Since you're just a Googling fella there, you're a Googling fool.
It says here, it is a deer stalker hat until Eddie Einhorn pulled out in 1975.
Okay, well, there you go. And then it became the regular championship wrestling hat.